looks a lot like yesterday. I can solve in graph solutions, but then they added in this other part, and special cases. So there's going to be a little bit of new after we do the top three. So the top three are going to look familiar to us. Y equals 3x minus 2. Where do you think we should start? Maddie? If we were going to add or subtract, yes. But we're going to graph it. Yeah, let's get some X's on here. I see that there's not a lot of space to write, so I guess do your best to squeeze it in there. Sorry about that. On the side or in between or up above. Really?
I have a question. Do you have to graph them 3 times always?
Yes. Well, technically the answer is 3 or more, because the more dots you have, the straighter it is. But a minimum of 3. Layton, do you have an X you want to pick?
-3.
You guys, this class likes their negative. Savannah, what do you think?
-1.
Bryn?
2.
So now I'm going to use substitution as the fancy name for it. X is going to pop out and -3 is going to pop in. Drake, 3 times -3.
9 or -9.
Minus 2 more.
-7.
Minus 2 more.
Oh, -11.
Same thing, repeat again. X is popping out, Savannah popped in, -1. Zach, 3 times -1? Good job, minus 2 more.
-5.
Nice. One more time. X pops out. 2 pops in. Weston, 3 times 2?
6.
Minus 2?
4.
Ooh, he got the positive one. Any questions on how I'm getting this? My X numbers, you can think about it as walking. Your X numbers, you either have to go forward or backwards, like you're walking along that number line. And then your Y numbers, Y to the sky. Sky if they're positive, or down if they're negative, I guess. Bryn?
If your number, if when you go down or up a gap and it's there's not enough boxes, what do you do?
Excellent question. Since it's a -11, these all have 10. So we could estimate that -11, okay? Let's say I had -20. Maybe I want to go back and not use that one, but use something smaller. Does that make sense? So I would maybe not use the one I thought I was going to use and pick a different number instead. Am I answering the question?
Yeah.
Okay, so backwards 3, down 11. So estimate one more box down below. It's a 10 by 10. Backwards 1, down 5. Forward 2, up 4. How are we doing? We got 1 thumbs up. Anybody thumb down and they need to ask for help? Thank you for those people that are finding some sort of straight edge. These are really only about 50 cents like Coborn's or Cub or Target or Walmart. Can you scrounge in your couch cushions for 2 quarters? Might be easier. Otherwise, Sophie has her trusty bookmark over here. Weston has his science book. Something. Planner's good. I thought you were gonna chase that piece of gum for a second.
What?
You are gonna chase that piece of gum. Whew. Did your dots line up? Straighter than mine. I just did a horrible job. Can you see that line's not straight?
Mm-hmm.
That is what it would look like if someone looked at your paper too. So think, did I turn out a straight line? Ready for the second one? Ready, yes? Allison's saying yes. Number 2. Can I tell you what someone told me first hour? They said, eventually, yesterday, I started using the same 3 numbers every time. They said, it seems easier if I just use 1, 2, 3 every time. Okay, so let's not make this super hard on ourselves. The first easiest 3 numbers they thought of were 1, 2, and 3. So they just picked those every single time. Do you have to? No. But if you were someone who likes the easier way, this could be it. So X jumps out, 1 jumps in. Ellie, what do you think? 1 minus 3. There is a 1 here. What happens if you take the 1 times the 1? Still 1. So you don't have, it's there, it's always there. We just don't always need it. Now we have 2 minus 3. Allison, what do you think? Now we have 3 minus 3. Sophie?
0.
Oh, those numbers. Whoever thought of this in first hour was on the right track, I think.
Who was it?
2 people actually, Parker and Morgan Duck. Parker said sometimes he uses a 0. Isabel.
I did different numbers by myself, so I still got a straight line.
Yes. So the cool thing about this is if Isabel did not like those 1, 2, 3 numbers, her numbers should still work and her line should look the same as mine in a minute. This is kind of cool, like a little magic math happening. So if I go forward 1, down 2, and forward 2, down 1, is it kind of looking like yours so far, Isabel?
Oh, it's going in the same direction.
Yes!
One of them is actually like almost the same.
That's awesome. So even if we didn't pick the exact same numbers, we still got the same line. How cool is that? Also, did you notice the line is a little bit different? This one seemed to be steeper, and this one was a little bit shallower. So every line looks a little bit different. You ready for the third one? Preston, what do you want to pick for X?
4.
Godiva, what do you think? Addison, what do you think?
3.
-2 times 4 plus 1.
-1. Or -8.
-8 plus 1.
Yeah, it took me a moment.
Godiva picked a 2. -2 times 2, Maddie.
-4.
-4 plus 1. Addison picked a 3. -2 times 3. -6 plus 1.
-5.
Again, if you picked a different number, like when Parker said he always picks 0 every time, that's totally fine. His line should look like ours in a minute. If you want to use 0, great. If you don't want to use 0, great. Bryn.
Is it possible for a line just to go straight up and down?
Oh my gosh, you stay tuned for 3 minutes. Forward 4, down 7. Forward 2, down 3. Forward 3, down 5. Oh, I must have counted wrong. See how I know I must have counted wrong? Did they line up? Okay, so I better go back and count again. 4, 7. There we go. I didn't make that mistake on purpose. I honestly counted wrong the first time. That's okay. Count wrong or count right the second time. Hey, this one looks a little different too. What's different about this one? It's kind of slanted the other way, like we're going down this time. Allison?
Do you need to put the arrows in there?
Yeah, because technically the line, I mean, I could put a dot down here still. How are we feeling? Maddie?
Mine is still going crooked.
It's okay. Here's how I'm hoping you're feeling. You're feeling like, oh, a little bit better than yesterday. Is that true? We're getting more in the hang of it? Yes?
Yes. Wait, are you recording?
Yes, thank you. Whew. Okay. Remember we had that special cases part? Here we are, special cases. Why is it looking a little special? Allison?
There's no X.
I know, that's so weird because I just got the hang of it and now the X is gone. It's okay. What this is telling me is everything in your Y column should be a 2. So I don't really have to solve anything at that moment. Everything in my Y column has to be a 2. There could be 20 dots, and everything in my Y column should be a 2. But we really only have to have 3. We can still pick numbers for the x side though. Pete, what are you feeling like?
-3.
-3, he says. Isabel?
7.
Daddy? So they just picked numbers that they liked. There was no place to input the x. They told us y is 2, 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 y is 2. It's like a broken robot. Y is 2, y is 2, y is 2. Y can only be 2. So now I'm walking and I'm climbing. How do I walk -3? Backwards, left. Backwards 3, up 2.
Oh. That's
Forward 7, up 2. Bryn noticed something. Addison noticed something. Isabel noticed something.
Wait, this one? This one?
Yes. What? What? So crazy. Now I see 2 things that made this special. First of all, there was no spot to swap in an X. And when I graphed it, I got this straight horizontal line. No wonder it was called a special case. Sometimes you don't want things to be slanted, like this floor. I feel like I trip enough without it being slanted. I want the floor to be straight. Probably when Maddie redid the floor at their cabin, they tried to make it level. Right, Maddie? Did you even maybe put a level down?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah! Who wants a crooked floor? Not me. Sometimes straight is good. Or imagine like if you're trying to set things on your kitchen table with a crooked table, pretty soon your like grapes are falling on the floor. A candle slowly sliding down. That'd be bad. Oh, I think yours says floor. Is that true? Okay. So if this one said all of the y's are 2, then this one's telling us
Well, the X is 4.
all the x's are 4. Good prediction, Ellie. She said, this time I must pick my own y. Very true. Drake, pick us a y.
3.
Weston,
2.
Zach.
1.
Okay, you guys. 3, 2, 1 back there.
Oh. I knew it.
What? Look at that one. I think there's sometimes I want walls straight up and down too. Like on my house, I want the carpenter to have made a perfect up and down wall. Have you seen those barns that are, tilting, and the next time you see it, it's tilting a little bit more, and the next time you see it, it's tilting a little bit more, and eventually,
I think that's because the wood was rotted.
yes, that's true. It was upright at one time.
But
But
the wood rotted.
The wood slowly got older and older, and the barn started tilting more and more and more, and hopefully they got everything out in there. So there's times that you want a straight up and down line, wall of your house, wall of your barn, whatever it is. Oh, does anybody rock climb? A lot of people like the steeper walls for rock climbing, like straight up and down. There's a couple more very similar. So the bottom left one is telling us, make all of your x's 1. Ready, go.
Go ahead.
Look at you. Yeah, do that middle one. Weston said, can I do the middle one when I'm ready? Sure thing.
So, what would you like in my first? Like, should I start at X and then go Y? Oh, the middle one?
Backwards one.
There you go. How are we doing over here? Looks good. Oh. That's a tricky one, isn't it? This one, put all of the Y's. That's all right. Justin, you okay today?
Yeah.
Stayed up too late or what?
Oh, it's time.
It's turned out that that was gonna be one. It's gonna be right on.
Wow, 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 what's that? Do we do this?
Yeah, you can make that a little bit.
So on this one, do I like go 0, well, and then +5 like that?
Right.
Okay.
I saw everybody had the vertical one over here. And this one looks like it's gonna be horizontal. And then this last one turned out really silly, didn't it? Walk nowhere? What? Up 2, walk nowhere, up 4.
Oh.
So it's right on the y-axis. So some people then use a different color, not required, or they make that extra dark. That would be good. But the line turned out to be right on top of the y-axis. That's funny. So how do you know when these special ones are going to happen? Isabel.
You just see something like Y equals, and there's no problem, there's no X.
Nice. She is saying, if I back up, there's no problem, she called it. There was nothing to solve. You just put the numbers straight into the XY chart. If there's something to solve, then you're going to have some sort of diagonal or slope happening. But the other ones, Y equals or X equals by themselves, That's your clue to your brain. Brain, this is gonna be straight across. Or brain, this is gonna be up and down. Is that making sense? Bryn?
Okay, I want to be diagonal, but that was next to me.
Yes, there will be some diagonal ones. It's kind of like a mixture. So you look at it and you're like, oh, here's a good one. Here's number one. How's this gonna turn out? Right, some sort of diagonal. We'll solve it to figure out the diagonal. Great.
We get points taken off if our line isn't really straight.
Just try your best.